I need a visa to travel to Sweden? Dear viewers, Sweden is an EU member state since 1995. It takes part in the Shinjin area, in which states have jointly agreed their visa requirements towards third country nationals. Therefore, third country citizens who wish to travel to the Shinjin area shall apply for a suitable Shinjin visa. Sweden visa types. Visas for visits to Sweden can be broadly categorized depending on the applicant's term of stay. Therefore, short-term or long-term visas are granted for different visa types. They can be issued as single-entry, double-entry or multiple-entry visas for visits up to 90 days in periods of 180 days. Single-entry visa grants one-time entrance, whereas double-entry visa holders may travel twice in designated time frame, and multiple-entry visa allows for consecutive visits to Sweden. What is Shinjin visa? Shinjin visa allows its holder to move freely within the Shinjin area for a short period. The Shinjin area comprises of 26 European countries, namely the Shinjin states, among which border controls are abolished. Therefore, passengers who wish to travel in the Shinjin area either for business-related or touristic visits are obliged to obtain Shinjin visa for stays up to 90 days within a period of 180 days. The complete list of Shinjin states include Austria, Belgium, the Czech Republic, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Iceland, Italy, Latvia, Liechtenstein, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, the Netherlands, Norway, Poland, Portugal, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, Sweden, and Switzerland. Sweden Shinjin visa, Category C visa for short stay visits. Sweden Shinjin visa types. Sweden Airport Transit Visa enables stopover at airports in Sweden to change flights. However, the passenger can only enter the international zone of the airport, as airport transit visa does not permit the holder to visit the country. If applicable, a copy of your visa for your next destination might be asked at the airport. Sweden Business Visa is issued to third country citizens who would like to have a visa with the purpose of conducting commercial activities in the Sweden. Holder of a business visa can visit Sweden to participate in a business meeting or engage in business-related activities for stays up to maximum 90 days. Sweden Tourist Visa is given to third country citizens who seek to visit Sweden for solely tourism and entertainment purposes in a period not exceeding 90 days. Sweden Visitor Visa is required for third country citizens who would like to travel to the Sweden with the purpose of visiting family members, relatives or friends. The holder cannot stay in the Shinjin area more than 90 days within 180 days. A letter of invitation by the person you'll be visiting is important to support your application. Sweden Cultural Visa can be obtained for short-term cultural visits. Cultural visa holders can engage in cultural, sports or religious events for stays that shall not exceed 90 days within 180 days. Further information on details of the event proved through the entry tickets, relevant bookings or an invitation letter may be required for the application. Sweden Medical Treatment Visa enables the sick people from third country citizens to have medical treatment for urgent healthcare reasons in a medical center of Sweden. An acknowledgement of the foreseen medical treatment and a doctor report may be asked during your visa application. The patient can stay in Sweden for up to 90 days with a medical treatment visa. Sweden Category D Visa for long stay visits. Sweden National Visa Types. Sweden Student Visa is issued to third country citizens who would like to enroll in a study program at one of the Swedish education institutes. Admission to a recognized study program is among the main requirements of getting a student visa. Sweden Employment Visa is issued to third country citizens who are eligible to work in Sweden under an official employment contract or binding offer. Sweden Job Seeker Visa is applicable to previous graduates from Swedish institutes who would like to extend their stay to look for a job. Sweden Family Reunion Visa is given to third country citizens who would like to visit their Swedish immediate family members. Applicants are required to demonstrate their relation to the family members along with other key documents. Sweden Researcher Visa is a visa issued to guest scientists or visiting scholars from third countries that would like to conduct research activities in a Swedish university or established research institution. A letter of admission from the research organization with the details of prospective research project is requested in this case. Sweden Freelancer Visa is issued to third country nationals who would like to move to Sweden for self-employment purposes. However, the applicant shall comply with certain requirements such as proof of a certificate relating to the identification of the necessary resources relating to the entrepreneurial, commercial or artisan activity. Availability of sufficient economic resources is mandatory. Sweden Language Course Visa is an educational visa given to foreign nationals who would like to enroll in a Swedish language course for stays over 90 days. Letter of admission to the course is required to apply for a language course visa. Sweden Student Internship Visa is issued for third country citizens who would like to do an internship in Sweden. An approval letter, training agreement from your prospective employer shall be included among the required documents for your application. Internship practices exceeding 90 days shall apply for a residence permit. Sweden Partnership Visa. Spouse of a Swedish citizen holding her own country's passport which is not in the EU or European Economic Area can apply for a partnership visa to visit Sweden. Proof of your spouse's Swedish citizenship, marriage certificate and family records are among the key documents that you should submit during your application. He or she must apply for a residence permit for permanent stays. Sweden Work Permit Visa can be obtained by third country nationals who are deemed eligible to work in Sweden. An official letter of employment is among the required documents for getting Sweden Work Permit Visa. Non-EU citizens who have work permits have the right to bring their dependents, including children up to 21 age, with them to Sweden. Sweden Relative Visa is applicable to non-EU relatives of a Swedish citizen who intend to visit their family members and friends. However, those who would like to stay for periods extending 90 days shall get a visitor's residence permit. General requirements to apply for Sweden visa. Please find below the tourist visa requirements and specific application procedures to visit Sweden. Applicants must submit their applications comprising of the requested documents to the diplomatic mission or authorized visa application centers in due time. Sweden visa applications. A passport with at minimum 2 blank pages and is valid for at least 90 days after the end of travel. Copy of the first page including personal data and previous Shinjin visas if obtained. Completed and signed visa application form along with 2 biometric photos that are not older than 6 months. Proof of travel with confirmed both-way tickets. Bank account details or documentation of sufficient means of subsistence proving that the passenger can sufficiently fund her travel. Evidence of occupation in the form of certified documents through employer letter, student certificate, document of registration or demonstration of pension funds. Accommodation details through an invitation letter or proof of your hotel reservation throughout your stay. Documentation of travel health insurance that will cover up to 30,000 euros throughout the period of travel and is valid within the entire Shinjin area. Documents demonstrating the applicant's social and professional status. You can find below the specific documents identified depending on your employment status. Employed. Employment contract. Original certificate of employment indicating the position in the company and the salary. Bank account statement of the past 6 months. Approval letter of leave from employer. Income tax return, ITR. Self-employed. Proof of business license, company registration. Company's bank account statement of the past 6 months. Income tax return, ITR. Student. Documentation of university enrollment. No objection certificate from school management. Retired. Pension statement documenting the past 6 months. Unemployed. Proof of financial resources is nevertheless required. If the person is not able to finance her own expenses, Proof of a sponsor is mandatory. What is visa sponsorship for Sweden? Students or unemployed, retired people who are not in a position to cover their own travel expenses will need to provide the proof of a sponsorship. The sponsor is entitled to certain requirements and is asked to submit the necessary information to support the applicant's visa request. Sponsorship can be granted by a close family member of the applicant or a host institution who will be responsible throughout the traveler's stay. You can check our website for further details. Sweden visa rules. It is required from the travelers to have 450 Swedish kronor per day throughout their stay in Sweden, which can also be demonstrated by the sponsor. Sweden does not have any representation, therefore no embassy or consulate in some countries and another Shinjin country takes on the responsibility. In this case, the applicants can check the list of Swedish Shinjin representations. Applicants are asked to personally submit their visa applications in due time, with all the necessary documents, at the Swedish embassy or authorized visa processing centers in their place of residence. Sweden visa requirements. In addition to above-mentioned application documents, general requirements include Sweden visa requirements for non-Europeans. The general requirements for non-Europeans wishing to enter the EU conform to above-mentioned procedures. In case of an invitation to support the documentation process, contact details of the host organization or private host including the name, address, relation to the guest, purpose and length of visit shall be enclosed in the application. Sweden visa for European countries. Citizens of European countries can benefit from visa-free travel opportunities within the borders of the European Union, which covers the territories of 26 member states. Sweden visa requirement for US, UK, and Canadian citizens. U.S. citizens holding U.S. passports valid for a minimum 3 months from the planned return date from Sweden are not requested an entry visa neither for tourist or business purposes as well as airport transits. The term of stays cannot exceed more than 90 days. UK is not included in the Shinjin area. Moreover, the UK citizens won't have the right to freedom of movement in the European Union since the UK officially leaves the EU as of January 31, 2020. However, the UK citizens retain their rights to travel within the borders of the EU with their UK passports until the finalization of the transition period. Canadian citizens are not required to obtain an entry visa to travel to the Shinjin zone for stays up to 90 days within a period of 180 days.